to another Greenlight.Rocks podcast. This is your host, William J. Heineke. I'm here with my sons, William J. Heineke Jr. and James Reagan Heineke. We're coming to you live from the top of the University of Alaska Fairbanks Grooming Building, floor 8, home of the English department. I'm at my desk. I'm in the middle of my second year MA program. And this is our third show, I believe. Right, boys?
I think so.
Although we've done 4, but you didn't put up the second one that we did in the library.
No, we did.
That was 2.
Yeah.
That was one episode put together.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I made them one episode for the first
Oh,
one.
I didn't know that. Okay.
Hmm.
You should have told me.
Alright. So, I've talked about my schooling. We might talk about the boys' schooling later on, but right now we're going to start with the Twitter feed. I'm on Twitter as myself, William Heineke, and I'm also on there as, well, I'll tell you later in another episode. We're going to take a look at the trends that are on the side. Apparently, there are over 400,000 tweets about the Green Bay versus Arizona game. I'm going to click on that, and we'll see what people are saying. Mostly talking about photographs. Uh-oh. I think there were some games tonight, wasn't there? Well, let's take a look at that too while we're at it.
Me and James just haven't even talked.
We have
Whoa.
now.
Hello. Green Bay lost. Boys, give me high fives.
Yeah!
Oh, yeah, because we don't like Green Bay, right?
Green Bay suck!
Or do
Green
we?
Bay suck! Ha ha ha!
We're Vikings fans.
Yeah, so
Vikings,
do we not like
Vikings,
Packers? Or
Vikings,
Green Bay?
Vikings.
That's like asking if you don't like to bleed. No, I don't like to bleed.
So yes
Patriots
or no?
beat the Chiefs. Woohoo. So, the Patriots are heading on. Oh, thank God, Green Bay's gone. Woohoo!
Yes.
I'm so happy about that.
So we've made it clear that we don't like Green Bay, right?
Whose son are you?
No, I'm just you haven't answered my question yet. Yes or no? Yes,
I'm
do
gonna
we
take
or do we not?
Headphones off for now because it's great. I can hear everything for the podcast in there, but I can't. It isolates me quite a bit. So,
Oh.
of course we don't like Green Bay.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
Thank you for finally answering my question.
I think the most commonly used phrase, besides "that's a no-no," in my household since you've been born, is "Green Bay sucks."
Serious?
I don't know how many times I've said that. That's kind of a ridiculous question to ask.
I never heard you say that ever until tonight.
Wow.
He knows.
Sure. Okay.
Anyway, thank God. I'm sure they'll be complaining about some officiating in there. Looks like somebody botched a coin toss, maybe? Let's see. Cardinals survive and advance. Let's see. Larry Fitzgerald and Carson Palmer needed only 2 plays in overtime. First, Fitzgerald covered 75 yards on a catch and run on the first play of overtime. Then he took a shovel pass 5 yards to win it 26-20. Holy cow. Aaron Rodgers had sent it to overtime with a 41-yard Hail Mary pass.
41 yard?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wow.
Sounds like Carson Palmer and Larry Fitzgerald just want this more. This was just not Aaron Rodgers' year. Yeah, this wasn't his year. Nope. Sorry, man. You're going to have to watch the Super Bowl on the couch with the rest of us.
You know, pretty much all the Americans.
Yeah, well, the 99.99%.
Yeah.
Something like So, okay, I can see why people are talking about this. They probably expected Green Bay to keep going. Awesome. All right, Aaron Rodgers. Let's see. Oh, they're talking about because that Hail Mary pass.
That fry thing that is.
See? Wendy's? Your Gouda Bacon Cheeseburger is here. Why isn't it here in Fairbanks? Damn you. Damn you all to heck. Oh, sorry, boys. Like, my God.
Everybody who has iTunes will be able to hear this then, if they wanted to.
Yeah,
True,
well, they
true.
know how upset I am at Wendy's for lying to me here in town that there's no Gouda Bacon Cheeseburger anymore.
And I guess that also means no fondue
They
fries.
probably have fondue fries there, too. Watch, they'll be their next tweet.
I should have gotten
Savages.
Seattle.
You're saddening my dad. Seriously.
You are damaging my calm. For all you Firefly fans out there. Or brown coaters. Okay. So that's two of them. I wonder what boxing is. Boxing hasn't been in the news too much. I guess there's a heavyweight title fight soon.
I know like nothing about boxing, so.
I love boxing.
Dad, didn't you say Grandpa was doing boxing?
Great grandpa Taylor was a Golden Gloves boxing guy in the Navy back in the war.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, so he was pretty good. Alright. So for some reason boxing's being trending. It's third. Purple Rain. What's Purple Rain? Oh, yeah, that Purple Rain. Who is this?
Hey, Dad, have anybody ever died from boxing?
Oh yeah, whole time. People died all the time. Remember
The
Cinderella Man?
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, the guy that
he was going up
the
against.
bear, the Jewish guy, the bear. He had killed somebody in the title fight right before he fought Cinderella Man.
Yeah.
Yeah, so jeez, these are the most boring trending topics ever. I thought this was gonna be better.
It was gonna be different in our minds. So, just kidding. What?
They're making fun of Eddie Lacy being fat.
Who's?
He's a running back for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh.
He's been told to watch his weight. Here's a tweet he did on the 11th. Said, eating my you-know-what off in here, knowing I'm supposed to be losing weight. And here's a Jeopardy question. This NFL running back would probably be faster if his quarterback picked him up and bowled him toward the end zone. And then then this lady here says, somewhere in Phoenix where they're playing the game tonight, an In-N-Out Burger just went on Code Red when Eddie Lacy pulled up. That's funny. Alright, so we got a fat running back there. Hey, that's okay, I'm fat too. Who is this guy? Oh, anyway, this is boring. Sorry about that. You know, they can still hear you whisper. Why are we whispering? I like to whisper too.
Me too.
We have used 10 minutes.
10?
pen.
Okay, so we haven't bored him too much.
You want to talk about cubing, or do you want to go on to our stories?
Your story.
All right. Where's the pencil? Pen.
Pen. I think you left the pen around here. Or, I think I saw it over here.
No, I have one somewhere.
Yeah. Wait, did I put it in my pocket?
You might have.
No, I didn't.
I have one over here. I was just hoping I had the one on the desk.
Oh.
All right. So, I'm taking this class, and as I said before, I'm in this master's program at University of Alaska Fairbanks, taking English literature. Last spring, I took a 671 class, it's forms of fiction, fiction workshop, and the teacher didn't pass me. I got a C, so I'm being told to take it again this semester to hopefully get a better grade. So I'm trying to work on story ideas so I can have a few ready. And I thought of a story, and I was trying to have my kids help me so we can get a fun project out of this. I thought about, hey, wouldn't it be neat if in the future, hundreds of years, whatever, kind of like a Star Wars thing, I'm going to work on a sci-fi story. This is a sci-fi in-space story. I haven't done one of those yet. And I thought, wouldn't it be cool if in this time era, my parents were still having troubles with their teenagers? If, for instance, this guy, the older kid, a couple of genius teenagers are kind of bored, maybe a little lazy, and the dad decides that the kids are always asking for money, and he's like, well, he's like an auction junkie. Like, he goes out and buys parts. He just loves buying parts. And at one time in one of these auctions, they auction off a ship that doesn't quite run right, like a spaceship. Like a freighter gunship kind of thing. And he's like, hey, you guys can have this. He gets it for like a credit or something ridiculous. And he gives it to his son, who has to fix it. He's like, you can have this, you can fix it, and if you ever get it running, you can use it to make a living. And so he fixes it, and he makes it better. His dad probably never thought he would, and so he takes his brother with him, and they go off on space adventures. Sort of like maybe, like Star-Lord and Han Solo, if they were teenagers, that kind of thing.
Who's Star-Lord?
Guardians of the Galaxy?
Okay, I thought so.
He calls himself Star-Lord in there. Peter Quinn.
Oh,
Quill.
Him and Han Solo?
Yeah. Well, I'm just thinking, kids like that kind of, or like a futuristic space age, real life Phineas and Ferb. I don't know. And so they go on adventures, and they come up with a way to, in order to make the ship work to where they can make a lot of money at this, they need to be lighter because the ship's heavy and it's not very fast. So in order to make it lighter, they find their friend who has come up with there's this metal. They find a metal type substance that's light. It's like as light as, I don't know, fiberglass?
Trash?
It's lighter than fiberglass, but stronger than the steel that goes on spaceships. And
So lighter than the most common metal of the time.
no,
and
not
more
the most
stronger?
common. The strongest metal of the space age. The metal that they've found on planets that they have to strip mine. They have to basically ruin the planet to get all the resources at it, because it's an item that tends to be towards the core, so they have to kind of destroy the planet to get to it. But it's very popular, and the popularity is growing, and everybody's using it. But they want to use it, but it's too expensive for them. So they have a friend who figures out how to make it through trash, how to make it through recycling.
The Brainiac friend?
Yeah, and they put the stuff on, and they decide that. They decide that they somehow find out how this other metal is. This metal that this stuff's trying to duplicate. they find out how this other metal works, and they decide that they want to stop it. And that's where the adventure begins, because this giant corporation of the galaxy making this metal and strip mining these planets tries to stop them.
Is the strip mining of the planets, is that like what's it called when it's only certain people know, like only the super high powerful people know? I think it starts with a C. I'm not too sure.
Do you mean a secret?
Yeah, like a secret, you know. But it's like, what's it called?
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, you're the English guy here.
It begins with a C?
I don't know.
I don't understand what you're saying.
It might start with a C. It's like it's like your eyes only type thing. Only
Confidential?
maybe, probably. That might be the word, but
Okay, well,
is it like only certain people know, or does like everybody know?
only certain people know.
Okay.
And that's why they want to shut them up. Because they don't want this getting out. Because they think that they'll have a problem on their hands if they do. So these kids decide they're going to try to save the universe from these people strip mining these planets and ruining them. As we'll say that Earth still exists, because every story that comes out, like Firefly and what's that Matt Damon cartoon, Titan, where the Earth gets used up or blows up, and they have to go search for a new planet to live. We'll say that Earth still exists, like it does in Star Trek.
Yeah.
I was thinking, this sounds like a great story. I want to work on this. And that's about it. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah? So you got any ideas? I know we should make them brothers, right?
Yeah.
And one of them's 16, the other one's like just turned teenagers. Say 13, we'll say 16 and 13.
Yeah.
Only 16.
Yeah, why not?
Or 9 or 9 and 12.
No, we don't want to be older.
Why?
Because this sounds like something that might be picked up as a YA series.
What does that mean?
Young adult. I've told you this before. We've had this conversation more than once.
Yeah.
Remember?
Mm-hmm.
How Hunger Games is a YA series. Divergent. The Maze Runner.
Yeah.
Those guys are all high school age. So we could say 17, I guess. No, I think we should go with 16 because this could turn into a series.
Yeah.
We'll say 16 and 13.
Or
We'll say 16 in the space age is an adult. Well, not an adult, but close enough.
close enough to do like almost everything.
Yeah, like work like this.
Yeah. Okay.
And we'll say that maybe there's a whole new solar system galaxy of Earth planets. What do you think?
Yeah.
We'll say Earth exists, but nobody's been back in I don't know how long.
And they make their headquarters there just because Earth is Earth.
Maybe, I don't know. I'll put that down as a possibility. Headquarters. Echo purpose.
Maybe they find that would be perfect though because Earth would probably be abandoned, which means that there'd be a lot of trash, right?
Oh no.
Like Wall-E.
You see, that's what I don't want to do because that seems like almost a cliche thing to do anymore with space movies or stories. Earth is abandoned. Earth had to be abandoned because it was all used up. Earth had to be abandoned because we destroyed the environment.
Mm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah, I get it now.
Yeah, it's like I don't want to do that.
Okay.
We'll just say people started branching out.
Oh, yeah.
People were bored.
Maybe there's less people. There's like less than however people there are on Earth right now. Like,
I'll say there got to be around 20 billion people or something. And people are like, it's too crowded for me.
how many people are there right now?
7.5 billion?
How would it get to 20? That would be too much.
No.
Really? Start living underwater. That would be fun, actually.
Living underwater?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you have to go outside to go shopping.
Oh. I don't know. That's too much for me to think about right now. I'm just kidding.
Well, see, it's like this book I just read, Star Wars Aftermath. You got to kind of limit the scope of things. I would focus. I don't know how I would give any other thought to another storyline besides the two brothers, because it works against the story to have too many loose ends. Say, hey, follow this character for a chapter. Then follow this character. Then follow this character. Follow this character. They're all in the same story. So remember them all. But then go on with somebody's story for a while and then start a few more stories and just have it all entangled like a giant bowl of spaghetti. All these threads that had no tied up ends. But they somehow meet at the end for a glorious finish. You know, I don't know if I like that. So I would just mainly follow the brothers, and I think that we could do that. I think we could do that very well. Somebody's here, you know. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we have that. I still haven't come up with names for the brothers. What do you guys think?
I don't know.
Paul or
Paul and Silas. I'm just kidding.
Paul was the name of the guy you were going to use.
yeah, and Timothy.
Paul and Barnabas.
I don't know. I don't know about that one. It would be kind of fun to give them like two famous names in history, like Lewis and Clark.
Oh, like the Ninja Turtles?
Or Clark and
Kind of, I guess.
or Peter, maybe.
No, you don't get it. People are famous together, like Lewis and Clark, or the Wright brothers.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Well, just go look.
So,
We're going to talk about his story too. So you think that's a good idea? Great, but I don't know what else. You have no advice for me?
nope. I'm looking at stuff for our next
All right.
thing to
How
talk
you?
about.
What?
I guess we'll talk about your story since nobody wants to talk about that topic either.
Which,
Twitter feed done, my story done. We're on your story. Let's talk about your story, James.
okay.
What?
Tell me about your story.
I was thinking about like these two brothers find like a motorcycle in a junkyard, and they take it out and fix it up and find some parts that are in the junkyard and fix it up. Then they take a trip.
And
Flying through the skies?
No, the little Einstein son is going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship, going through the sky, little Einsteins.
Okay, finish your story again.
Okay, and they live in Alaska, and they travel to Washington, and so they get food and stuff like that. Then they start to head out, and it's like dangerous on the road and stuff like that, and they have lots of adventures, and like they run out of gas like halfway through, and they have to like push the motorcycle like a mile forward, and then they're like finally at a gas station and get gas and like head back out on the trip.
All right.
Yeah.
So my story would be a little bit about respecting the environment and brothers getting along. What would be the main purpose of your story? Brothers getting along, perhaps, and something else?
I don't know.
I can help you with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
You said Paul and was it Timmy?
No. Paul and Timothy.
Which is like same thing.
No, he wants specifically Timothy. I remember this conversation already.
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds cool. Neither one of us have a story title, do we?
No. Well, I might call it like the trip or the trip or trip.
The trip? Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Favorite rocket ship going through.
Stop it.
Okay. I just every time someone says that, it just like
Yeah.
reminds me of little Einsteins, you know.
That'll be fun. I can't wait to see what you come up with.
Yeah.
So cubing.
Yes.
Justin,
Okay.
tell us about cubing. How did you get into it? Wait, let's start with the history of it.
Okay, so the guy who created it was a Hungarian architect who the name is Erno Rubik, and so he was born in 1944. But I don't know why he started building it, but it was actually never meant to be a toy. Did you know that? The Rubik's Cube is actually not meant to be a toy, which is kind of weird.
What was it meant to be?
I'm not too sure. I haven't found too much information on it, but you can look up more while you're listening to me if you want.
I don't know.
But it was like twice the weight of like the current toys. Like,
It was heavy, I remember that.
and the prototype was like made of wood.
I saw that picture.
Yeah, that was kind of cool. They actually in the void cubes, which is a cube, but the centers are hollowed out, so you don't know which side is supposed to be which, and they're pretty much the same, or as hard as a regular 3x3. But he called it a magic cube, and after he created it in 19. Hold on, I got a date thing here. I'm just gonna 1955 or 1975 is when he patents the magic cube, but he created the first working prototype in 1974. So 1974, but then they renamed it to Rubik's Cube, after Erno Rubik, I guess.
Yeah. That's what it was called when I think we first got one when I was 4 in 1980.
And so, in 1975, when he created it, it said that he realized that he couldn't actually solve the puzzle, and then the more he moved the colored squares, the more mixed up they became. And then it says, it was a code I myself had invented, yet I could not read it. And so it took him a month to solve a regular 3x3, his own invention, you know. And it says that there are 43 quintillion different ways that it can be rearranged or mixed up. And that's like 18 zeros, I think. Here's the number right here. I think that's 18 zeros.
Yep.
Yeah, 18 zeros. 43 and 18 zeros. That's crazy.
Yes, it is.
And then, yeah.
Where's that trillion?
That's quintillion. 18 zeros.
100
Quintillion.
million is how many? 100 million is 8 zeros.
Million is 8 zeros?
100 million.
Oh.
What's 100?
Billion is 9 zeros.
What's 100 zeros? Justin?
11 would be
100 zeros? That's like, not like Google, right?
12 would be
Google?
trillion.
Yeah, I think that's an actual number, right?
I don't know.
Isn't Google?
Yeah, Google's the number.
Yeah, it's like 100 zeros, like, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
Anyway, keep going.
It says it fell from fashion but never completely disappeared, thanks in part to speed cubing competitions, which I want to be a part of,
Oh, yeah?
where people try to solve the Rubik's Cube as quickly as possible.
Is that what they do?
No,
Oh.
that's what it says they try to do, and then they successfully do it. I'm just kidding.
Smarties. Smarties.
But this is I think the site that I'm reading hasn't been updated though, because it says the current world record is held by Mats Valk, which I think is wrong now.
What's the record? What do they
5.55 seconds.
That's way wrong. That's
Yeah.
like 2 records ago.
That was like a few years ago,
Because it dropped to
or
5.3 something.
or that was like a year or two ago, I
Then
think.
dropped to like 5.3 something or 5.2 something.
I think it was like 5.25.
And then a month
or-
ago it went down to like 4.94.
Yeah, it's like getting very low.
That's ridiculous.
I'm not even gonna be able to.
Ridiculous.
I'm gonna. It's gonna be so late the time I get to go to a competition, and then
I'll probably. You think it'll drop again before then?
like 2 seconds,
probably.
maybe, before.
And then
Justin
it'll just
says-
be so. But yeah, robots, however, like have been able to solve the Rubik's Cube even more quickly, or you know,
Are
like
you sure?
yeah, like they put a Rubik's Cube in a machine and it solves it like in a blink of an eye. But
Yeah. Just noticed the pocket in there. Keep going.
and it says that this one guy built it from Lego kits and powered by Samsung Galaxy S2, and that robot solved it in 3.25 seconds. In March, a year or 2 or 3 ago. I don't know when this actually came out.
Fascinating. So, are Rubik's Cubes considered the best brand on the market right now?
The Rubik's Cube, the Rubik's brand.
Yes.
That's the most common. That's what you see in stores. And the
Oh.
V Cube.
And the V Cube?
Yes.
Like the Barnes & Noble weird-looking cubes?
Yes.
All right, tell us more.
They're both probably the most common, or they're like the most probably the most used and stuff. Well, they're the most used for people who just they're mostly used for people who just like having it, or you know, and but that's what you see in stores. But then you can get stuff that is like so much better.
So you're saying the Rubik's Cube probably wouldn't be used in a competition?
No,
Why? Do they have something faster?
much faster.
What are these cubes called?
Speed cubes, speed magic cubes, magic cubes.
What makes them different?
Their designs, and in the core makes a good amount of difference too. Like, I have 2 cubes that are made by the same brand, and they're like one after another. Of
What's the brand name?
GANs, 356 and a 357. And the 357, it's a core, is a octi core. You know, it's like the most different core, and it makes it fast and stuff, like pretty fast.
Mm-hmm.
And then the 356, it takes that core, and I don't know how they do it, but they change it into where the cube it's a lot stable.
Uh-huh.
And it's smoother, but it's not quite as fast. But a good amount of stuff also depends on how you lube it too. Like there's just tons of lubes you can use
You lube cubes?
with Marlube and yeah.
Are these lubes you can get anywhere, or do you have to get them someplace special?
No, you can get them off Amazon unless that's a special place.
Well, not anymore. Like anymore, that's almost as common as, say, finding a Target that's worth going to.
But we don't have a Target.
That's what I
Yeah.
mean.
Oh, okay.
Or a Toys R Us. We don't have that either.
It's true. Okay, so what brand do you use?
I mostly use the GANs as my main. The 356 as my main.
Is there any special edition ones? Is that what you got?
Yes,
Which one? 356 or the 357?
356.
Do you have a 357?
Yes,
Which one do you prefer?
the 356.
Oh.
It's more stable, and I can pretty much count on it not popping.
Is that the one? Is that the one that was the most expensive?
Yes.
Oh.
Well, it's not the most expensive, like, ever.
The most expensive one you have.
Oh, yes.
Like
Okay.
$30-something.
I see. So, so the record's like 4.94 or something like that. It's under 5 seconds, barely. What's your record?
19, 18 seconds.
Are you serious?
Yes.
No.
Holy cow, that's like
No.
what
No.
crap sauce, Batman.
I thought you told me that your highest record was 29 seconds.
No, that was no, no. But since I've been doing it for a few months, you know, I've dropped back down to 30. But if I keep working at it, I could probably get back down to around 20-second average.
I'm sure you could get faster too.
Yes, if I keep trying.
Cool. Did you want to explain how you do it, or do you want to keep that a secret?
It's not really too much a secret. I mean, you can just look it up.
Well, what's your move? How do you just pick it up and learn it, or do you have to? What do you study online to?
What do I study?
You want to talk about it?
I don't know. It's hard to explain.
All right, I'll take that as a no.
But there's many different methods.
Way to kill this section. Okay. All right, so we're done with the cubing section. Schooling. This is my children's second year going to a public school.
Yeah, I like it.
They like it. They seem to like it a lot. One kid goes to a school called Ryan Middle School. The first year it existed, my mother went there. Was part of the first class I went there.
I think
and-
she said the first 7th or 8th.
Anyway,
Yes, anyway.
stop doing that. Seriously.
I'm sorry.
She was part of the first class, and my son is going to be part of the last class to go here. And the first class in the new building of Ryan. So that's kind of an interesting bit of family history for us. My other son, James, goes to a magnet school. For those of you out there, I'm not sure what that means, but it's a specially designed school. It's not like normal public schools.
They push you a lot.
And it's called Barnett. He is in the 3rd grade. And
Yeah.
My oldest son's in the 7th, his first year in middle school. Junior high, whatever you want to call it.
I'm in 3rd grade, and my teachers are Miss Cassidy and Miss Smith.
What's your favorite subject?
Probably math or reading. Or writing.
IT? Interesting.
But mostly math.
How about you, Justin?
For me, it's not really my favorite subject. It's pretty much favorite teacher.
English, Yordi?
Yeah, Yordi and Mr. Ludwig.
Mrs. Ludwig?
Ludwig, yeah.
Ludwig? It's a German name, Dig. W. You were German trying to speak English, you'd say Ludwig. What does she teach?
He?
Ludwig.
Ludwig? Yeah, he's a he.
I thought you said she.
No, Mr. Ludwig.
You said Mr. Yordi, I thought you said Mrs. Ludwig. Anyway, what does he teach?
Math.
Okay, so it's a tie between English and math, and that's strictly because of the teachers? Or
Yes.
you like math more, but you like Yordi better?
I like teachers.
Okay, I suppose that's alright. I think, honestly, for those, I think English teachers tend to be the more interesting ones. Certainly can be the most eccentric, the most personality filled, and that's a good thing. So that's good. I'm glad to hear it because English was the subject I did the best in. I also liked history, but that wasn't either of my kids' answers. So, we only have about 4 minutes. What should we end with? You haven't said it hardly anything at all, James.
Yeah, I know.
What do you want to talk about?
He's been playing with these tinfoil wrappers, ladies and gentlemen, for these Dove candies that have been on this desk next to mine.
They're fun to play with.
He's been flattening them out and stretching them and reading the sayings on them over and,
And
over
then,
again.
and like wobbling them and makes a weird noise.
You have a subject you want to talk about real quick?
I don't know.
No?
Oh, yes. In Barnett, there's classes like middle school. You go to different classes, and you have a core class. And when the clock is 12, a bell rings and it goes ding ding. And then you have to walk to certain classes, and yeah.
Okay.
You have 3 of them. Then our school starts. our school starts at our school starts at 7:45 and it ends at 2:45.
So you guys think your school's hard?
Um,
My oldest son's bored.
Kind of.
Things have gone so easy for him at school. I know that he's been bored, honestly.
We only have about less than 1 minute, so
I think the only time I wasn't really too bored is when
better
we
hurry
were
up.
gone for like a week, and then I had to catch up. But yeah,
Bye bye.
James, what are you doing?
Well, the sessions are only...
Dad, it ends in like 10 seconds. Well, goodbye. See you in the next. Oh no, we still got 40 seconds. Whoops. Oh well. Why are these tinfoil things so fun?
I don't know. I was
Okay.
gonna upgrade it. So, has my struggles in upper class work inspired you guys to go farther, or made you think twice about it?
I want to do college a lot, but we have 10 seconds, so, well,
15.
who
You wanna do
cares?
college, so it hasn't affected you? You?
Well,
Quick.
10 seconds.
I believe that if you
Yes
don't,
or no? Yes or
if
no?
what you want to do with life doesn't have to deal with college, then you
Bye
shouldn't go to
bye.
college.
All right,
See you later.